I was so excited last Friday that Bandai released a new ban list to stop Aggro, but I was wrong. Aggro never died. So the more I go over the cards and talk with the Professor Badley and Penchi TCG and all of those people, we just realized that Aggro is not dead. In fact, you can just play more Zakus, more 1-1 units, 2-1 units, or even the new potential 2-1 Exia that are not just 2-2s. For you who doesn't know who I am, I'm Rusty CG, and for you who know who I am, I don't need to introduce myself. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like this video, and drop in a comment what you think about this new deck. And due to the reason that Blue Perp is not in the format anymore, right here I have a $50 Vulture deck that can potentially contest the next meta full of 1-year war and different meta. I cannot take credit for this deck because it was originally created by Jacob from the Virginia First Place Regionals. He's the one that made this deck. So he won the NTC the day before Montreal Regionals has a side event with the purple-white Vulture, and all the credits go to him. He built this deck, he shared with me because I was sitting right next to him and the deck was just insane that he finished all his game within like 15 minutes. And I didn't even get a chance to look at what he was playing. And I realized that it was a Vulture deck because I saw the big units and I was like, DX Gundam, I was like, what the hell? And so I messaged him, I'm like, can I have the deck list? And he shared it with me. And I was able to top, I think 2 or 1 NTC with this deck. And I think I finished second place at multiple locals. So this deck was proven that it's gonna work, but it's just very bad against Blue Perp. But Blue Perp is dead right now. So I decided to bring this deck back, and I feel that there's a lot of potential against 1-year war because this deck was made against 1-year war. It was a meta call from Jacob, and just let's go into the deck list right now. I'm not gonna waste too much time. Right here, we have 4 Elfrits. Elfrits, it's like very straightforward, is a card that most white deck gonna run has a blocker, but in fact, like, let me just switch this out because this is actually expensive. It's not like the right Elfrit. So if for you guys who are new to the game, I'll try to use the basic arts so you guys know what I'm talking about. So Elfrit is a 2/4 blockers from GDO1. I think this is like one of the most expensive card in the deck. Like they're like $5 each. So this taking away like already like maybe I think 3 US. So technically, this taking already like $12 of the deck. Rick Diaz, they're quite expensive also. They're like about like $1 or $2 US. Over here, the remaining of the deck, it's all common, uncommons, and couple of rares. And maybe I think like DX Gundam, it's the most expensive card in the deck, like they go like a couple of dollars. So Rick Diaz, they're very good because they allow you to kill like any 3 HP units. You can just stop all of them. And over here you have extra blockers. So this allows you to link with Pala. Pala is the one that allows you to get back your DX Gundam as suppression unit from your trash, put it back in your hand when it's a link. So I think this deck is very good because the synergy of the deck is allowing you to link almost any units to almost any of your pilots. So this, you rarely link it, but when you have to link it late game, this allows you to swing for base with almost right here. The Pala is 1/1, so we can break a 4 HP base or we can break a 4 HP units. So G Falcon cannot attack if you have less than 6 cards in your trash. So you only link it late game for extra swing. That's a good thing about this deck. So this deck is extremely hard to pilot because you need to link, you need to understand your matchups and you need to know what to link and what not to link or what to pair. Because sometimes like one mistake might cost you the game because having 1 extra HP or 1 less HP might change the whole outcome of the game. Yes, it's a $50 deck. So technically a very cheap deck will tailor to a new player that want to try the deck, but the problem is that this is a very hard, it's one of the hardest decks to pilot that I ever played. So when I pick it up, I did a couple of mistakes, but it was not crucial because I understand my matchups and I know what to expect. So I got safe from that, but from a new player, linking the wrong pilot might cost you the game. I warned you guys might lose with this deck for the first couple, like 5-6 games. So over here, this is Air Master. It's a very good early unit that allows you to trade into Gundam Amuro. You can trade with Zaku. And if, for example, if you link it with a Garrett, this become a 4/5. So this will allow you to kill a 4 HP unit, but survive to a 4 AP unit. So it depends on what you're playing against and what you need to kill and what you need to survive against. So those are really like the crucial moment that you need to make sure that you have enough HP to survive any swings and leave this with, like, let's say potentially 1 HP up. So it's very important what you choose to link with. So over here, another Gundam Air Master. This is a blocker. So technically, it's a 4/3 blocker. It will allow you to almost kill almost any big unit or even trade into big units if you link it with Jamil or you link it with Garrett. So link it with Garrett, this will become a 5/5 unit. But if you link it with a Jamil, it will become a 6/4. So the difference between a 5/5 and a 6/4 is that 5/5 will allow you to kill L strike. And over here, for example, if you put it on a 6/4, this will allow you to kill, for example, like a L strike link with Afterin, so that have like 6 HP or any other 6 HP that are threatened on the board that you need to kill. So that's your out to kill it. But most likely, if I need draws or something like that, I will put it with Garrett. But most likely, I will save the Garrett for the next units. So that's the Gundam Leopard Destroy. This one, it's like your best out. That's almost like a sword strike for me, or like anything that allows you to kill 2 units or 3 units if you need to and still survive. So this one, that's why most of the time I keep my Garrett to link with my Leopard, or sometimes if I don't have a choice, I will just put it with a Jamil. That will become a 6/6 that allows you to kill, let's say, a 2 HP units or 2 AP units, and after that you can pop another weenies that are 2 HP because he can deal damage to himself and kill something else. So this is what I think, like, it's insane, but it's like quite late. It's a level 6, but you have enough stuff to play right before that until you got a chance to play Leopard. And your MVP, this is like the best unit. The first time I played this card, like, I don't know how to read, so I did a mistake. So there's so many games that I can seal it and win 1 turn earlier because this unit allows you to kill a base or a unit. So most of the time I use this, I swing, I exile the cards in my trash, and I kill the blockers in order to swing into shield. So what I could have done is actually swing into shield, pop the base, and force him to block it. When he block it, then I can kill a unit. Or sometimes I can just swing, pop the base, and after that suppression, double suppression, like break double shield, instead of like wasting this. So it's just insane. It's a very insane card, and that will allow you to get it back. Because it's a suppression unit, it will allow you to get it back from Pala. So that's why I run 2 Pala. Most of the time, I will go more into detail later on. But I will go into the unit right now. I go into the pilot. So I run 4 Garrett. Most of the time, this is just a link unit. I don't use the effect very often. And also, it allows you to swing with Garrett for game, because if you have this, you can just swing. This is automatically 1 base plus 2 shield if they don't have a blocker. So this will catch up on tempo, or it can allow you to swing and pop a unit. So the reason why I really like the DX is because it's very similar to Lupus. It's a purple card, and my purple-white Lupus is where, like, I use my Lupus link with Mika deal 1 damage, exile 4 cards or exile 6 cards, and I can deal damage to pop a unit and swing and clear the board. And this does exactly the same, but it's actually better. It become a 7-8 units that I can kill unlink wing 0 and still survive with 4 HP. So that's humongous. Like, it can allow you to trade onto almost any big unit and survive and be able to kill it. So that's the crazy part about this unit. It's a 6-6 with a 1-2, so technically it become a 7-8. So it's just humongous. And so Garrett, the only moment I can use Garrett effect is that I really need a unit to link. For example, like if I'm bricking on pilots, I have like, let's say 2 pilots in my hand plus Garrett, and I just need to swing for game. That's the moment that I'm gonna actually like just ditch a card and go for top 3. The reason why I don't like it is because it can only allow me to search vulture units. So for example, if I ditch a card and I don't get a unit, I just whiff and I lose a -1 in my hand that potentially that I might have extra +1 and I don't get my unit. So, but the thing is, like, if you hit a unit, and that's great because, for example, like if you hit, I have a Pala in my hand, I need to discard, let's say, a pilot, and I search top 3, I get the G Falcon, and I can actually get Pala, and I can link, swing for another shield, get back a DX for next turn. So it's a crazy setup. But it's just like, it's very, very dangerous. But if you need it, you need it. Like, there's nothing you can do. If you're already having advantage on the board, you can do it. So I have 4 Jamil. So this is like your best early pilot to link. So if you put Airmaster with Jamil, that become easily a 5-4 that can break any shield and allow you to discard a card and draw a card. So that actually allows you to filter your cards. And like I mentioned earlier, we're playing 4 overflow affection. So for example, if you're overflow affection or Jamil, you discard a DX and you have a Pala, you can just late game, you can just link Pala into like almost any vulture units that allow you to turn Leopard into 5-6 and allow you to get back the suppression unit from the trash to your hand. So technically, you're just kind of like cycling your cards, discard, filter, look for the right unit, the right pilots, and after that, you just get back your DX late game because you actually don't need it early. So DX is actually a target for you to discard for overflow affection, or Jamil to refresh your hand to keep milling. So if your Jamil doesn't die, that's just like constantly milling into your cards. So potentially I might remove some Rick Diaz for Capul to allow you to draw more and discard more. If most likely this deck is a deck that you're gonna go first with it because you actually need everything on curve, and it's just actually very good because you will always be on curve if you go first. So technically over here we have 2 Pala. So I mentioned a lot about Pala, about what you do with it, and it's just like an extra link for 1/1. You can put it on your G Falcon, you can put it on your your Airmaster, and your Leopard. So Leopard will become 5-6. So that can allow you to break almost any 5 HP shield and pop a unit. So you just keep swinging at shield. So this is gonna get you at least 2 shields plus 2 units. So that's quite insane. But you can get potentially, you can pop 3 units plus 3 shield if you attack 3 times with Leopard link with Garrett, because that will give you a 7 HP. So you can ping himself 3 times with 2 damage and still break 3 shields. And if your opponent doesn't kill it, then this gonna just pop 3 units and 3 shield. That's like insane value. And when this unit has like 1 HP left, you can just ram it into a big unit. So you can just ram into like an L-Strike, you can ram it into like a Gundam Admiral, you can ram it into like, let's say, a Xiong. You can ram it into like almost anything, and like too much value. It's just like this deck, it's called the $50 value, the $50 value pack. So that's how I'm gonna call this deck. You have 4 Overflowing Affection. So Overflowing Affection, it's very self-explanatory. It's the best draw card in the white deck. You draw 2, discard 1. So that will allow you to filter. For example, you have too much of a specific unit or too much pilots. It allows you to filter your hands, clean it up to set up for lethal. And this deck, if for example your opponent is not playing any blockers, this gonna just clear the base. And let's say you're at turn 9, you can actually triple link for game. So you can have, let's say, link, and you can link. So this is actually like 9 costs, 6 card link for game. So technically, you just need to know your curve, understanding like what you have in your hand. Most likely, you always have hand advantage against your opponent because you're always linking, getting back cards, discard, draw, and you just set up your hand into a position that you can just double link for swing on turn 6. You can single link on turn 3, and you can potentially like just single link from turn 4 till turn 6. Turn 5, I mean, and you can just like link, swing, link, swing, link, swing. It's just insane. And you playing 3 Graceful, this might need to change because the Graceful was there only for aggro. So you just this is like a tempo advantage. So for example, turn 4, you play, let's say a blocker, you play any blockers, and you leave 2 up, and your opponent is just gonna go aggro and swing at you. You're just gonna Graceful Demeanor, you're gonna bounce the 2 other one, you can block 1. So technically this it's a tempo swing that you take advantage of that. So, but I'm not sure, it would depending on the current meta, but this is actually good because when you were still in the meta, so you're just gonna play this to stop aggro. This gonna bounce 2 blockers. For example, like you have 2 resources up, your opponent play 2 blockers, they think they're safe, end phase, you bounce 2 blockers, and after that, you're just gonna swing everything for game. So this is just like insane, but it depends. So I think most likely, Jacob Bliss was playing 2 Demeanor, 2 Unforeseen. Unforeseen give you a lot of values because you get to save your units when either you're blocking or you swing into a big unit. You Unforeseen, you kill a unit and your units survive. So it's just like very, very good. But I'm not convinced to run 2 Unforeseen, but maybe potentially I'm gonna drop 1 Graceful for 1 Unforeseen, depending on the meta. So you guys need to adjust if you guys are playing this deck. You just need to see what's best for you, depending on your playstyle, what you do, your local. So that's the biggest thing about me sharing a deck, is that sometimes you guys comment on the comment below that you say that, oh, like I'm losing with this deck. This deck is ass, like it's shit, like it's not good. But I'm like, if you guys don't understand the core of the deck, that's why you guys are losing. But if the deck is good in my meta, might not necessarily be good in your meta. So you guys need to adjust the ratio. You need to change some stuff. Maybe if your meta it's non aggro, then maybe you can cut 3 Rick Diaz and add, let's say, 2 flat and remove this and add like other Vulture units that allows you to do better, or even removing the Rick Diaz to put 4 Kapul, like, or you can remove even the Alfred and the Rick Diaz to add early units that allows you to go more aggro version of this deck. And over here, the Kusanagi, it was made mainly for Xiong, any token deck, or any very like low HP units. For example, like you can bounce a blocker, you can bounce a token. It's insane value. So you get a base, you get a +1, and you can bounce, let's say, a 3/1 Zaku tokens, or like Toggies. Because people are still playing Toggies, and you can just bounce whatever is threatened for you. You bounce it, and it's a tempo gain. I will talk a lot about tempo because Gundam, the tempo matter a lot, and that's coming back from Riftbound. That I play a lot of Riftbound, so tempo is very important. And I feel that now aggro, it's out of the picture, so tempo is very, very important. Having an extra unit going wide, this will just allow you to save yourself from a lethal that, let's say, for example, you have 4 shield left, 3 shield left, a base, and your opponent has, like, say, 5 units that allows you to bounce a unit. bounce another unit, and like for example, like your opponent just like go white and not attacking. So there's no way for you to kill the units other than having a little part destroy. So this can only allow you to swing at shield and pop low HP units, and you have like a graceful demeanor that allow you to bounce 2 more units. So that's where it's quite crucial. So you need some removal. If you want, if you play against a heavy wing deck, you can potentially play Argama. Argama, it's like anti-breach. You can play like a Minerva, or even like the Vulture base that allow you to mill cards, so allow you to have extra targets for your DX. So there's multiple ways to build this deck, and I think that if you guys are interested, comment below if you guys want a guide or you guys want more gameplay about this deck. But I will include more gameplay shortly about this deck. And if you guys are actually interested, then just let me know, drop in a comment below, and I'll maybe make a guide about this deck. I'll ask Jacob if he's interested to collab on this guide. And I think this deck will be very, very strong next meta, because I think like there's a lot of good decks that become an A tier. You'll be like, I think it's gonna be a jungle format. Any deck can be good next meta if we're able to stop When You War. They will be only having like 1 aggro deck, potentially someone gonna cook an aggro deck. So I think this deck will be a very good counter against MF Shining Gundam. So the G Gundam deck, it's insane because so we need to survive the first strike. So that's very, very important. We need high HP units to survive the swing and to allow to kill their unit, because there's so much first strike in G Gundam, or even like CB. CB might be dangerous with the first strike. So let's see how it goes. And we need to like be able to tank our units. So high HP is very important. And this deck has a lot of high HP units. And this deck was very vulnerable to some pings because they get a lot of values from pinging from blue perp. So this deck hard lose to blue perp. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think I covered most likely everything. So please give me a subscribe, like this video, and drop a comment about what you think about this deck. But this deck has a lot of potential. This is what I'm trying to say. So hope you guys like it. Like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what other videos you would like to watch. Until the next one.